Imagine a world of giant palaces, sparkling crowns, and very big secrets. We were all told a story that sounded like a movie. It was about a famous actress named Meghan Markle who met a handsome prince on a lucky blind date. They fell in love, got married, and everyone was supposed to be happy. But what if that story wasn't completely true? What if there was a secret plan happening long before they ever met? There is one woman who knows the real story. Her name is Sarah Ferguson, but people often call her Fergie. She has been part of the royal family for a very long time, and she has seen things that nobody else was supposed to see. For years, she stayed quiet. She kept the secrets hidden deep inside. But now she is tired of being ignored. She's ready to speak up, and her words could change everything we think we know about Meghan Markle. If Sarah tells the truth, the fairy tale might disappear forever. Meghan is reportedly very worried, and for a good reason. When a person who has nothing left to lose decides to talk, they can be very dangerous. This is the story of what happens when a secret plan finally comes into the light. There is a secret story that people in the royal family whisper to each other. This story says that Meghan Markle did not become a royal because of a lucky date or a sweet romance. Instead, her journey started in very private clubs with fancy velvet chairs and hidden rooms. This place is called Soho House. It is a special club where powerful and rich people go to make secret deals. For many years, this story was kept buried like a hidden treasure. Nobody wanted to talk about it because they were afraid. They didn't want to explain how Meghan was actually introduced to the right people and taught how to act long before she ever met Prince Harry. But now, people on the inside are saying that Sarah Ferguson is ready to tell the whole truth. Sarah used to be a big star in the royal family, but then she was pushed away. Now, she says she watched Meghan during those years at Soho House. She saw the people Meghan hung out with, and she understood exactly how Meghan worked her way toward the palace. Sarah didn't just watch it happen. Some people think she even helped it happen. This is why Meghan is starting to feel very scared. If Sarah Ferguson tells what she knows, the fake fairy tale story will end and the truth will come out. Sarah Ferguson has been called many mean things over the years. Some people say she is messy, and others say she causes too much trouble. But there is one very important thing to remember about her. She is a survivor. Even when people try to make her feel bad or push her out of the news, she always finds a way to come back. This is why some people think Meghan Markle made a giant mistake. Meghan thought she could just ignore Sarah and leave her behind. Sources say Meghan believed she was better than everyone else and could just cut ties with people once she didn't need their help anymore. But Sarah is not the kind of person you should ever turn your back on. She's a woman who remembers every single thing. She waits for the right time to speak. Some people say that Meghan and Sarah are actually very much alike. They are both very ambitious and want to be at the top. They both worked very hard to get what they wanted, but there is one big difference. Sarah has lived in the royal world for many years, while Meghan is still new to it. Now, Sarah is watching Meghan like a teacher watching a student. She knows exactly what Meghan is doing because she did it herself a long time ago. She knows exactly where to strike to cause the most trouble. The danger is getting very real now. People who work with books say that Sarah Ferguson is quietly making a deal to write a tell-all book. This won't be a nice, friendly book about her life. It will be a huge bombshell book that could make the royal family look very bad. It could tell all the private stories that were meant to stay secret. But here is the most interesting part. The book wouldn't just be about the royals. It would be about Meghan's secrets, too. It would tell the stories of how she really got into the royal circle and who helped her get there. These are stories Meghan never wanted anyone to know. The royal family is starting to get very nervous about this. King Charles is said to be worried and might even give Sarah what she wants just to keep her quiet. Prince William is different, though. He says he isn't afraid because he has nothing to hide, but Meghan has a lot to lose. If this book comes out, the truth will finally be on the surface for everyone to see. The tension isn't just about the past. It's about what happens to Meghan's future if her secrets are told to the world. Most people still believe the sweet story they saw on TV. They think Meghan met Harry through a nice friend and they fell in love like a movie. But people who were actually there say that isn't true at all. The whispers say that Meghan was already hanging out with very important people long before Harry was even in the picture. Sarah Ferguson allegedly saw this with her own eyes. She knew the same people Meghan knew. She saw the group of friends and the plan they were using. These groups were not just random people meeting by chance. Everything was carefully picked out and guided by people behind the scenes. This is why Sarah's voice is so scary to Meghan. Sarah can show everyone how it all started. She can point to the beginning and show that Meghan didn't just happen to marry a prince. She was pushed in that direction on purpose. If Sarah talks, she can show that the fairy tale was actually a very smart business plan that was never meant for the public to see. To understand how Meghan really got close to the royals, you have to look at the place where the doors first opened. That place is Soho House. This wasn't just a place to get coffee or go to parties. People who know the truth say Soho House was like a secret door for Meghan. It was a way for her to get into powerful groups that she couldn't join on her own. At the center of this was a man named Marcus Anderson. People who know him say he is a connector. His job was to put people in the right places so they could meet the right people. He allegedly guided Meghan and introduced her to powerful friends who could give her big opportunities. But Marcus wasn't the only one helping. Billionaires like Ron Burkle were also involved. He had very strong ties to the royal family. There are stories about private planes and special invites that helped Meghan move up the social ladder. Sarah Ferguson knows all of these people. She has a long history with this world, and she knows all the secret rules. She can explain every single step Meghan took, from the secret clubs to meeting the prince. This is why the palace is so nervous. If Sarah talks, the polished story will turn into a messy reality. This is where the story gets very personal and sad. People close to the family say that Sarah Ferguson once tried to reach out to Meghan. She thought they could be friends or help each other. After all, they both knew the same secrets and had lived through similar things. But Meghan did not answer. She didn't call her back or even say hello. Sources say Meghan thought she didn't need Sarah anymore. She thought she was much more important now and could leave her old friends behind. But Sarah is not someone who stays quiet when she feels disrespected. Rumors say she felt insulted and tossed away like trash. For a woman who has survived many big royal storms, this was a mistake she would not forget. Their rivalry isn't just because they are jealous. It's because they recognize each other. Sarah saw a younger version of herself in Meghan. She saw a woman who had a plan and moved with a purpose. But Meghan made a huge mistake by thinking she was the only one who knew how to play this game. Now, Sarah is holding the match, and Meghan is sitting in a very dangerous spot. While the fight between Meghan and Sarah gets bigger, the royal family is starting to split apart. There are two different sides inside the palace. On one side is King Charles. He is said to be very tired and careful. He knows he has some old secrets that he doesn't want people to talk about again. He's afraid that if Sarah talks too much, old scandals about Prince Andrew or secret money deals will come back into the news. Because of this, he might be willing to make a deal with Sarah to keep her happy and quiet. But Prince William is on the other side. He refuses to give in to Sarah. He doesn't think the family should be held hostage by secrets. William has nothing in his past that Sarah can use against him, so he feels very brave. This creates a big crack in the royal family. On one side there is fear, and on the other side there is strength. Caught right in the middle without any protection is Meghan Markle. She is the one person Sarah can talk about without hurting the rest of the family. The palace might not feel like they need to save her. That is where the real danger is for Meghan. Now we are getting into the secrets that Meghan really wanted to keep hidden forever. People who know things say there are whispers that Meghan wasn't always looking for Prince Harry. Some say she actually wanted to meet Prince Andrew first. If that is true, it means Harry was just the second choice. There are also stories that one of Harry's old friends tried to warn him. This friend allegedly knew Meghan from years ago when she was part of yacht party groups. These are rumors, but they are very powerful because they involve people who saw what happened. These witnesses are part of Sarah's world. Even the people Meghan invited to her wedding seem strange to some people. Sources say she didn't invite certain people because they knew too much about her past. She couldn't risk them talking to reporters or being seen in photos. These are not just crazy stories from the internet. These are things that rich and powerful people talk about in private. If Sarah Ferguson confirms even a little bit of this, Meghan's perfect image will fall apart like a house of cards. Sarah knew about people who never showed up in photos. Most importantly, she had been around long enough to know when to be quiet and when to talk. By cutting Sarah off, Meghan didn't just end a friendship. She took away the last reason Sarah had to be loyal. Now, things have changed forever. From the outside, everything looks calm, but people who know what is happening inside the palace say it isn't calm at all. They are making big plans. Prince William is said to be very strong and not worried. He thinks that anything Sarah says won't hurt his future. He does not feel like he needs to make a deal with her. King Charles sees things differently. People say his way of doing things is to keep the royal family stable. He cares more about the family as a whole than about one person. When a story might hurt the family, he doesn't ignore it. He tries to manage it. This is where Sarah's power comes back. It's not because people trust her or want her around. It's because she is dangerous. She knows things that could cause a lot of trouble. In a situation like this, people don't just tell you to be quiet. They have to make a deal with you. The question isn't if Sarah will talk. It is how much she will say and what she will get for it. This is a part of the story that nobody can control anymore. Once secrets aren't worth keeping, they come out. Eventually, the story everyone believed just isn't strong enough to hold up anymore. Finally, we have reached the moment where all the secrets meet. Sarah Ferguson is at a crossroads in her life. Her title as a duchess doesn't give her much power anymore. She isn't as important in the royal family as she used to be. Her protection and her place are all slipping away. When a person is in that spot, they can become very dangerous. A person with a lot to lose has to be careful, but a person with nothing left can burn everything down without being afraid. Sarah has lived through many scandals before. She has been made fun of and pushed aside many times. She isn't afraid of bad news or people being angry at her. She has seen it all before. Now she holds something more valuable than gold or diamonds. She holds the real story of Meghan Markle. She knows what happened before the fairy tale began. She knows about the private clubs and the secret meetings. She can show every step of the journey. Meghan knows this, and that is why she is panicking. She isn't just worried about people not liking her. She is worried about the one woman who can pull her down from the top. When a secret is told, someone always gets hurt, and Sarah Ferguson is finally ready to speak. The truth is about to come out, and nothing will be the same after.